We are living in a simulation. Study a certain thing, get married at a certain age, have kids. What we live is a very controlled maze.
How do we transcend beyond this?
It's a complex question what you asked, but I'll give you a simple answer. Human consciousness and human experiences, right, in context with the larger intelligence, be it the planets, be it the cosmos, be it the whole universe. It is explode beyond our imagination in our culture. Pain is a portal which is going to open you to the infinite possibilities of the universe.
Yes.
But we don't sit with the pain.
Who am I at the end of the day? I'm a bunch of beliefs that I've been telling myself enough number of times that I believe that is who I am.
What we are, right, what you are is infinite. I know that I'm infinite. I realize that I'm infinite. Kriya definitely was a tool to explore that dimension. At that point, I realized, oh my God, how less we know about this larger intelligence.
So when the moment of realization happened, how do you look at life right now?
There is nowhere to go. You are perfectly positioned or perfectly there where you are meant to be in this moment. What has to happen for you will happen for you if you are open for the experiences. If you want to see God, you can see God.
What happens when a top doctor who's loved by the public suddenly disappears for a year from public eye, from interviews and any social interaction? Dr. Ashwin Vijay had literally everything. He had success, recognition, and anything that you could name. But something shifted inside of him a year ago. He went through his own spiritual awakening journey, and this podcast is all about that. He spoke to us so much in detail about consciousness, how you expand consciousness, and what truly happens when you are on the path of your purpose and something from the within shakes and changes and you start to disrupt the ego and go beyond the mind. It's very rare that you get to see a doctor have conversations like this, but I'm very sure when you listen to the podcast, you'll start to understand the kind of a realization that he's come from, the kind of peeling that has happened to the layers of the ego that has finally helped him realize who we truly are. It was such an amazing conversation. And when we were having this conversation, we felt a divine presence around. And I'm sure for everybody who's watching this, you will feel the same too. If you have any questions with respect to understanding the divine, consciousness, your mind, and all the mystical things around you, this conversation is going to open up a lot for all of you. I had a great time having this conversation, and I'm sure you will also do the same. From a medical background, to be able to understand spirituality, soul, and consciousness on the level that you do, how did the transition actually happen?
It just happened. People say, right, pain changes you. Actually, pain doesn't change you. People don't sit with the pain. For every human being, right? Pain is meant to bring in clarity. People try to escape pain. That's why they don't get clarity. Sit with the pain, whatever it is. For some, it's a loss of a parent. For some, it's a loss of a spouse. For some, it's a broken relationship. So many things. You have to sit with the pain. There's no choice. If you escape, then there's no clarity in life. The universe has a way to mother you around a lot of beautiful things in life, but people are scared.
So is pain actually for the mind, because the mind wants to cling on to the attachment of the identity that it has? And who am I at the end of the day? I'm a bunch of beliefs that I've been telling myself enough number of times that I've believed that is who I am. So now when that belief is questioned, or when the belief is challenged, or when I have to let go of the memory bank that I have, there's a lot of pain attached to it. So how do we transcend beyond this?
Okay. It's a complex question what you asked, but I'll give you a simple answer. The mind always wants to cling. The mind always wants to say something, because it is the mind which is a very insecure thing in your... Can you see the mind?
No.
You can't see the mind, but it will keep communicating with you in all forms. A mind is meant to be confused. No mind can be a clear mind. If somebody says I have a clear mind, I would like to ask them how, please. Yeah, if you look at all the realized beings in our tradition, right? We come from a very beautiful tradition. People say it's Hinduism, whatever, they have names for that. I do believe in religion because it's an organized way of doing things. I don't discount other religions. I respect them. But the way human consciousness and human experiences, right, in context with the larger intelligence, be it the planets, be it the cosmos, be it the whole universe, it is explode beyond our imagination in our culture. I'm talking about thousands of years
ago,
not even millions. People say millions. Just keep it to 4,000, 5,000 years. Just go back to the history and see, the siddhis, what people had. Even for example, Bodhidharma, right? From here he went to China. Bodhidharma is one guy who we know because of a movie.
Yeah.
But there have been more than countless beings with such superhuman, power and siddhis who live just like you and me. The point is they've explored everything in total. And they've left the remnants for us to understand as well, where our confused minds and our minds don't let us accept the truth. If you're lucky, you stumble upon that. Yeah, people do stumble upon that, but the kind of distractions what they have in the current era, right? Disbelief. There are few people who take those kind of things for a ride as well. Few fake godmen. I'm not denying that. There are few of them. And yes, obviously social media, right?
Yeah.
Even if you want to focus on something, social media doesn't let you focus more than 30 seconds. They've conditioned your brain like that over the last 10 years. So going above all these distractions, I wouldn't say it's a task, but if you set your intention to really know the truth about life, the larger intelligence and the cosmos, you can go about that. But you should set the intention to go about that so that your mind also starts functioning in that direction. Mind is a wonderful tool, Gayathri.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mistake what we do is we get distracted. We let our mind distract with everything we see, Basically, we are living in a very distracted world right now. So.
And when you were speaking about us wanting to know the truth, do you think all of it, I do believe all of us have access to the truth, but the longingness that we have to know the truth, some people have it in this lifetime, some people might have it in different lifetimes. What do you think triggers that, the need to know the truth?
Pain. Pain. Yeah, if you talk about the karmic patterns of our past lives, we could talk a lot about this. This is a subject, it's infinity.
Yes.
If we start talking about this is infinite. For logical understanding, where people can relate to what we are talking, pain. People should learn to sit with pain. When somebody goes through some pain, Gayathri, it can be a business loss, it can be a loss of a person in their life, a heartbreak. A lot of people, face heartbreaks. Many kinds of losses for many kinds of people, various people, right? People should learn to sit with the pain. People try to escape pain through various addictions. Alcohol is not the only thing, which is widely spoken about. Yes, alcohol, drugs, even social media is a kind of distraction. There are so many distractions, right? You sit with the pain, right? The universe gives you pain. It is a portal. Trust me on that. Pain is a portal which is going to open you to the infinite possibilities of the universe.
Yes.
But we don't sit with the pain. I've spoken to enough people who sit with the pain, who have sat with the pain, and phenomenal things have happened. At that point, right, where you're not able to bear, where you're not able to give up, that's when the portal opens up. What is the reality for your soul? What is the reality for your birth? And why have you taken this birth? Yes.
So, I can relate so much to that because I believe one of the major transitions that happened to me in my life was when I decided once and for all to sit with the pain of me going through the pattern of toxic relationships again and again. As much as now I can reflect back and call the relationship toxic, I'm equally aware that I was equally toxic with the patterns that I had at that point of time. But when you're sitting with that excruciating pain and you absolutely have no idea if this is going to end, when this is going to end, I think a part of our ego dies in that. And when that dissolves, we have access to something which otherwise on a good day, we might not even think about. So you were telling me for 1.5 years, you did not do any public interviews or public appearances. What was the reason?
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm going to tell this in camera today. Might sound a little offbeat for a lot of people. Some people might not even relate to it. But I had few, you can call it spiritual experiences or illogical experiences, which is the truth. We are living in a simulation, if you actually understand that. Study a certain thing, get married at a certain age, have kids at a certain age. Okay, what is fun? What is the definition of fun for the current generation? Or generally, everything is actually portrayed, right? If you succeed, you have a drink. If you want to have fun, you can, go to a club. I'm not saying these things are wrong. It's all fine. See, everybody has to experience everything in life to really get to the truth of what life is. If you don't experience any of it, you're not going to get to the truth of it. Because your part of it is always going to long
for it.
I should have done that. Once you do that, and then you understand that's not going to satisfy you. So, so I don't condemn people doing that. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a very logical guy. I'm a surgeon. I'm a keyhole surgeon. I do shoulder and knee work. I'm a full-time orthopedic surgeon and an orthopedician as well. I've been into practice for almost 17 years now. Yeah. Started off as like every other guy in my teenagers, where become a successful professional, be the best in what you do, and the world is yours, right? So I started off like that. Yeah, finished my undergrad, and then I got a gold medal in my undergrad in pharmacology, and I thought, oh wow. And then after MBBS, it didn't feel like, okay. I thought once I finish MBBS, that's it. You can treat everybody. You're on top of the world. You're the best. You make money and you settle in life. At the end of MBBS, right, 4.5 years and a year of internship, 5.5 years is when you really understand, okay, you don't know nothing about, jack about medicine, nothing. You spent 5.5 years and you thought that is it, and you know nothing. And then you enter your post-graduation. That goes on for another 3 years. At the end of post-graduation, you specialize. And then you think, oh, you know it all. Where my friends thought they knew it all, I felt no. Though we passed the examination, we got through the curriculum and stuff. You are sitting as a qualified doctor, but still when you look at a patient, we saw a lot of patients. I saw a lot of patients. I mean, a lot of doctors would have too. They had unexplained reasons of pain. You see the textbook, right? Okay, you have a shoulder pain, there are like 5 to 6 classic diagnoses. You have a knee pain, there are 5 to 6 classic diagnoses. We treated them, but the pain did not go away in few cases. This is just I'm giving you a vague thing, because if I start talking about it, an hour or two might not be. I need at least a week or two to really talk about the whole thing. So that happened. Then I went to CMC Vellore. That's where I did my post, because it's a grueling training what they give you. It makes you the best. You time lapse your success. Okay. Anybody who goes to CMC Vellore to learn and stuff. That's one of the beautiful institutes. We're lucky to have that in Tamil Nadu. So what happened was, the kind of work hours we had is like 48 hours straight up we work, and we get just 3 to 4 hours sleep, and again get back to another 48-hour shift, where you see at least 100 to 120 patients on a daily basis. Plus you'll have to attend at least 50 to 60 patients in the ward. And the kind of surgeries what we do there is massive. For example, in the emergency, you see 50 to 60 people, not just one broken hand, one broken finger. That's what we see in the cities these days. There you see completely crushed, a run over guy, a crushed limb, multiple fractures. All these guys just lying on the ER to be treated. Because it's a premium institute, it's a tertiary hospital, which has the best doctors. So these guys are very good in treating them. So we went through a spectrum of patients. I can't even give you the number. It's quite a big number. more than 3 digits, I would say. People miraculously recovering from injuries where we thought we lost them. A bus ran over a guy, for example, and that guy comes with a crushed everything, and he was almost brought dead. He should have technically be dead. If I go by the medical books, yeah, that guy is dead when he's entering the ER with a GCS of 3/15, the coma scale of 3/15. We thought, okay, we prioritized. This is just one example I'm giving you. There are countless examples like that. This guy was put in the ICU, relatives informed, all sorts of things. There is no way this guy can recover. In 9 days, this guy's GCS goes up to 13/15. The guy in coma, where he's completely crushed, run over by, I think it's a bus, like one of those town buses back then. And it intrigued me. This guy technically should have been dead. How did he come back to life? Yes, we are doctors. We are helping people heal, cure. We are more of an instrument in the hands of the larger intelligence. That's the first calling, for me, which happened at that time. Because I used to be a very egoistic doctor, just like any other doctor. I'm not saying all doctors are egoistic, out of respect. No,
I get it.
As a professional, everybody's egoistic, no?
Yeah.
You want to be the best. And once you become the best, you're like, oh yeah, so I am doing this. I am healing. I am curing somebody. Yeah. But at that moment, it was like, and I was like, okay, this guy is this. We are treating him. There's no way this guy can survive. But he didn't die. Similarly, I've had, see, this might sound a little weird for people, but maybe it's for me. My karmic pattern was such that I had to go through a few things. I was open to experiences in life, Gayathri. I never shunned myself. See, if there is something which, for example, this might sound a little funny for religious, non-religious people for watching us. Please don't take. So before I started a surgery once, this really happened to me, okay? Young guy, like 19-year-old boy, no way that things can go wrong with that guy. Very active, footballer. He gets admitted that day, prepped everything, team sets me up for surgery. This was like 11 years ago, talking, where I was in my peak. It was like, getting treated by so-and-so, name is a thing for the kind of aura created. You feel invincible when you treat the patient. 19-year-old guy, there's no way things can go wrong. Everything is clean. Just a straightforward ACL surgery. We go and we do the surgery, come back. That guy just collapses in 20 minutes post-surgery. There's no reason for that guy to collapse. Anesthesia was bang on. The best anesthetist. I still have him in my team. He was the best anesthetist who has a track record of so many things where there is no loss or complications during the procedure. This guy collapses in 20 minutes. Yeah, collapses in 20 minutes. And I'm asking, what is this? We've done everything right. How can this guy collapse? We revived him. That's a different story. But that 6 hours of what we went through was like, I questioned myself. Why am I even practicing medicine? I thought I was a good surgeon, and I had the best folks in my team to do the surgery as well alongside me. And the anesthetist was the best, done in the best hospital. This guy collapses and 6 hours. We thought we lost him. A 19-year-old guy, what can you... Yeah. So then I started questioning myself. My ego started dying slowly, like, okay. And and then came that practice of Kriya Yoga in my life. I'll tell you, when you surrender, right? When you accept you don't know anything. I'm not talking about just the work you do, overall about life. If you are honest, if you're ready to be honest within yourself, you don't have to go tell the world, I don't know. A lot of people have that, right?
Yes.
How can I go look like a fool to others? No, you don't have to go to the other person and tell that, I don't know this. You tell yourself, boss, the universe is definitely much larger than what I know. Surrender. Surrender has become a very egoistic word because people think if you surrender, you are going below or you're degrading yourself to another person. I don't see surrender like that. I used to see surrender like that maybe 15 years ago, where I was like, I'm the best. Why should I You want to say hi to somebody, he has to be better than me. Else I won't say hi. What I'm saying is like, that's the ego. You better than me? Okay, boss. Like, I say hi. If you're some way lesser than me, no, I don't say. But that was like, oh my God, that was like how do I tell you? I wouldn't say unhealthy. I thought, at that point, I realized, oh my God, how less we know about this larger intelligence.
Yeah.
Each soul comes with a purpose. For example, a guy who washes your clothes, your linen, or a guy who's doing, laying roads, he might look like a poor guy. He might look like a guy who doesn't know to talk, who looks a certain way, who's not groomed. But that guy has a purpose. If that guy isn't there, the roads wouldn't have been laid. The buildings wouldn't have been built. Right? Maybe he was a king in his past birth. Maybe somebody laid the roads for him. So he's paying his karmic dues being this time. Again, this might sound illogical to people. I understand. I respect people if they discount this also. I used to be like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But once you realize, right, you're a part of the larger intelligence. You're mothered by the larger intelligence. And every soul has come with a purpose.
Yeah.
Then you will start respecting people. You will start acknowledging the divine in the other person. For that, you have to go through pain. There's no other choice.
So when you keep saying all of this is a simulation, I understand what you mean, but can you elaborate that to the people who are watching?
Okay. See, for example, we are having a conversation. A lot of things what we are going to talk is going to be logical to people. Because the reality, what people have perceived is what they know. Suddenly I say, I've seen God, for example. It might sound stupid to people like, what? Doctor has been talking sense for like so long and he's got, has he lost it? But if you want to see God, you can see God. I will talk to you about that. I've had a couple of crazy experiences in my life. That too at the point of where I never believed in God.
This was after you started Kriya?
Kriya definitely was a tool to explore that dimension. Maybe, see, that's what I'm in that. You asked me, right, 1.5 years, why didn't you go to public appearance? I'm going to do a lot more public appearances in the upcoming years, but with a lot more intensity. I would rather say I took 1.5 years for myself to collect myself because so many things were falling apart. I'm not talking about my life falling apart. God's grace, everything, is going good. I'm talking about you as a person, your identity falling apart. Right? It might sound, again, I'm telling you, illogical. I've had personal experiences with the divine. Yeah. If you ask me, right, what is Tiruvannamalai? There are these powerful spaces which are beyond our logical understanding, which have been set up in a certain way to open few portals for you. I can make it a little logical for people. I'm just thinking to put things in the right perspective to people so that they don't think it is another some guy talking on he's high on some kind of substances. Immediately, like the comment will be like, oh, doc, what do you want? Give me that too. We would love to do that stuff. We would love to do that. They'll say, no, it's not that. But these, okay. If people think, substances can open few things inside you, there are few energized places where you go. It does open up portals for you. Tiruvannamalai is one such portal for me. I think it is a portal for everybody based on their past karmic patterns.
Yes.
What has to happen for you will happen for you. What has to happen for you might not be the same thing what has to happen for me. But what has to happen for you will happen for you if you are open for the experiences.
And when you went through this identity collapse, how did you handle that?
Freedom. It felt so free.
Okay.
See, still, I'm saying, right, it's more like a mask you wear. It's more like a clothing. You will understand. Because the identity what I had for myself was like very limited. a doc, a husband, a friend, a father, maybe somebody who's doing a lot of social work, helping people. But once this identity collapse happened, I'm not saying identity collapse happened because of depression, or a lot of people collapse themselves with substances
Right.
and situations and those kind of stuff. This was, I wouldn't call it an identity collapse. It's more of an identity liberation. I would rather use that word because because it was something very infinite. What we are, right? What you are is infinite. I know that I'm infinite. I realize that I'm infinite.
So, when the moment of realization happened, can you divide your life before that and after that?
Yes, definitely.
And how do you look at life right now?
There is nowhere to go. You are perfectly positioned or perfectly there where you are meant to be in this moment. Before I used to chase, okay, if you want me to put it in simple terms, pre-realization. We used to chase. I used to chase. Life was all about the chase. Life was not about being in the moment. But once the realization happens, then you understand there's nowhere to go. Life is way more beautiful. That doesn't mean that you become sloppy in what you do. You still are more intense. Maybe, 4 to 5 times more intense than what you were earlier.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere to go. The very moment where you are is beautiful and perfect the way it is.
The reason why I believe the mind keeps chasing for another moment rather than being in this moment is because it makes us believe that the next moment has something way more beautiful than the existing moment. And that's how most of us just get lost in lives and we really don't experience the present moment. And also, I believe in the present moment, when we're just in the now, the mind does not exist. Because the mind ceases to exist, the mind will do everything in its capability to make sure we live in the past or the future. So, for somebody who is watching this and who is really aspiring to be in the present moment, they want to have a taste of it, what would your recommendation be for them?
Just focus on your breath. Just focus on your breathing. If you want to experience the moment of now, just focus on your breath. You try it now. You can try it like for a few seconds. Yeah, there is an inhalation and there is a gap, and then comes an exhalation and there is another gap. Can you feel those moments?
Yeah, I know. What you mean.
I made it sound simple, but it is the truth. That every pause or the gap you feel between breaths are the moments of infinity which impregnates, I wouldn't say impregnates, those are the moments of eternity which are portals for you to unfold the life in front of your eyes. It is eventually unfolding in front of our eyes. We don't see that. See, the total, my realization about the mind is meant to be insecure. The mind that is the job of the mind. What is the job of the heart? It's meant to pump blood out of your heart. What is the job of the eyes? Like, what does the eyes do? It makes you see things. People have not really simplified it this way. There are yogis, amazing beings who have simplified it earlier. The function of the mind is to not be in the present. It is meant to confuse people. It is meant to tell a lot of things. Your mind can tell you 100 things. That is the job of the mind. A mind's job is to confuse you too. Yeah, I am talking from a different layer of understanding of this. Yeah, to keep it simple, the mind is meant to confuse you. You have to transcend about the mind, is what everybody says, right?
Yeah. So now, after the point of realization, I'm sure it has happened organically over the years, and at one moment there was a realization saying, what is all of this? Why am I here? What is all of this? So, how has your relationship with materialistic things changed after that?
I still love materials. Just the way I love a plant. Just the way I love, if I love a person, right? I don't differentiate between something material and immaterial. Let me be precise.
Okay.
Everything has energy. We see a car as a car. We see a cycle as a cycle. We see a rock as a rock. I'm trying to make logical sense here. Everything has a frequency. Do you understand?
Yes.
Human beings have a frequency. Living beings have a frequency. Non-living beings have a frequency too. There is a lot of talk in this world about material things, right? You get attached to material things. You indulge in material things. People do get attached to human beings as well. People do indulge in human beings as well. So the problem is not a material or a human being.
Yeah.
The problem is you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you functioning from a sense of awareness within yourself, or are you functioning from a sense of compulsion? It applies to everything. If you're compulsive about materials, you are going to be chasing them. If you are going to be compulsive about human beings, you are going to chase them. The bottom line is, it is chasing. So it doesn't matter to me anymore whether it's material or people. I'm abundant on my own. And in my life, I've sensed this. Once that shift happened, the right things started coming into my life with ease. Be it materials or people. I still enjoy my fancy cars. I still enjoy, good vacations. I still enjoy, good people.
But you're not attached to it anymore.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And also one misconception or a misunderstanding that most people have is, once you hit a point of realization, when that naturally occurs inside of you, then you'll have no desires in life. Then you'll have no drive in life. What is your take on that?
I feel people confuse them both. A desire is different, a drive is different. Drive is something what naturally comes to you. Some people force the drive as well. I understand where you come from based on this question. Desire less, you understand this
Yes.
word, all right? When you start desiring less, it's not out of frustration. People desire less because of frustration, because they don't get what they want.
Correct.
That is a different thing altogether. But when you realize that you are abundant yourself, when you desire less, everything becomes a happy thing. Every moment becomes a happy thing. Every experience becomes a happy thing. Every single thing you get, a person or a material or whatever, gives you a beautiful, infinite experience. When you desire, only what you desire can give you that experience.
Or it is an illusion that it will give me that experience.
It will give you that experience, and again it will make you empty. It will make you feel empty.
Right.
So people chase these desires and experiences, not realizing it is you who are feeling what you're feeling when you get that desire. So the feeling happens here, right? The chemical feeling happens here. So you don't desire one particular thing and lose out 100 things what the universe is giving you. The universe is always giving you something good to experience, something good to enjoy every single moment. But our mind is fixed to that one desire or a couple of desires, and you miss out on so many other beautiful things which the world gives, which the universe gives at that moment.
That's true. And when you feel so abundant on the inside, right? So which means, let's assume there's a cup and the cup is full. When the cup is full, the cup does not long for anything else to be poured inside that. So when you're naturally feeling full on the inside, do you have desires for anything to make you feel full right now?
You become ecstatic on your own. You become very happy on your own. You don't look on the outside for things to make you happy. It's more of things start falling in place around you where people start sharing your happiness. You start sharing your happiness. You're already abundant. It naturally overflows to the people. See, that's what when I do my videos and there's no preparation. My team is right here. Like you can ask Jose. There's no preparation. My guy comes with the camera. I give him I give him a time because in between patients is when I do. He just comes, he sets it up, sir, talk. And I talk. That's it. What I'm saying is, you are overflowing all the time in a certain way, and the way it reaches people, like, I don't quantify things by numbers or we had so many views or no. Maybe initial stages like 11, 12 years ago, probably, yeah, my team gets excited. But for us, not anymore. What I'm saying is, okay, for example, a video, we talk, average is 1 million views. 1 million people are overflowing in your abundance, and they are getting a taste of it. And they are spilling that, they are becoming abundant, and they are spilling it to, people or, in whatever forms in their life. It is a cycle. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you desire, you don't desire. Once you don't desire, everything is beautiful. And I'm not saying this out of frustration again. I have desired things. I have desired materials, be it cars or a certain amount of money or a house or like every other guy, right? Clothes, relationships, all kinds of things I've desired since my childhood. But every time I get there, it doesn't make me happy.
Yeah. There's another thing that you have to chase after that.
Because you're not abundant within yourself.
Yes.
You think the thing what you're going to chase or desire is going to make you happy. But eventually that will never make you happy. Maybe you get momentary happiness out of it for a few days. Some last for a few weeks. But no, it doesn't. So then, after my realization happened, the shift happened in such a way that the chase, right, is not the one which is going to make you happy. You are an infinite being on your own, right? And you desire one thing, but the universe is always blessing you with
so many things.
Not even 10 or 100, infinite number of experiences and things. You miss out on all those things because you're desiring one stupid thing.
And what puts you in a state of flow on an everyday basis?
Right. Simply few things which can work for everybody, I'll tell you. 60 minutes a day, move your body, exercise, and 30 minutes basic. There are kriyas what you can learn for 30 minutes. There are various schools, Art of Living teaches Sudarshan Kriya, Isha teaches Shambhavi Mahamudra. These are established yoga houses. They are doing it in a more structured way. There are yogis where you can learn as well. That's a pretty big dimension altogether. But yes, 30 minutes of Kriya, 60 minutes of exercise. And one simple thing which everybody can do, please wake up to the sun. Yeah, wake up to the sun and expose yourself to the sun 15 minutes a day, every day in the morning. It does wonders. It sounds really simple, but yes. And then, I would like to say another thing, as we are talking about simple things. The most beautiful things in life are the simple things. And the divine is always communicating with you. There is constant communication of the divine. It doesn't come up on your face like they show in movies, right? You see God, 10 foot, 50 foot structure coming. No. The divine is always communicating through subtle signs. They are so subtle. They're so subtle, people keep missing it. A gentle breeze can be a sign. A number like, as we keep talking, 1111 can be a sign. A photograph can be a sign. An image coming randomly in front of your eyes can be a sign. A person who you are talking to, he or she can utter a few words, which can be a sign.
Yeah.
There are so many signs, Yeah. A black colored dog, for example, walks in front of you. A white colored dog walks in front of you. Or a horse walks in front of you. Or an image of a horse walks. This is a science on its own. That's what, we don't have time to talk about it. There's so much beyond these things. But yeah, there are signs all the time.
Is there one experience that kind of just made your logical mind think, what the hell is all of this?
I can't say one. There have been so many in the last year and a half. Every day, like I get at least that's what I'm saying. When I say a year and a half, I'm not meeting societal people and I've drawn myself out because I feel like the society is very illogical. The universe is very logical, but it's perceived the other way, right? The universal experiences, the divine experiences are illogical. Society is logical. No. People live with a very, very limited knowledge of life, very, very, not even to the size of a dot. What we know is not even, societally, Yeah, when you realize, when you have experiences, you transcend and infinite possibilities, and infinity is the only truth. Yeah, what we live is a very controlled maze where banks control you, jobs control people, hierarchies control people, systems control people, schools control kids. Everything is controlled. We are living in a very controlled and structured society where there is no way your consciousness can expand.
True.
They don't even have access to have a basic understanding of what consciousness means.
True.
Schools teach physics, chemistry, amazing, yes. But do they teach about human consciousness? Do they teach about awareness? I'm not belittling schools. I respect that. We need systems too to function in this world. But that is not even 1% of what the whole universe is. And the reality is different. Yeah, which we don't even get to understand what the reality is. We are all into forced realities, right? We think these are the realities. Getting married is a reality. Having kids is a reality. Yeah, those things are all, yes, those are all arrangements what we make to ourselves to have a better quality of life or the life experiences. But first, you have to enhance yourself as a person. Without that, any of these things you enhance or structure it around you, it's not going to work. It's going to fail miserably. And you will see more and more depressed people as days go by if there is no understanding of consciousness.
Is this why at this point of time, more than ever, there are a lot of people who have anxiety, who are depressed, and who feel so disconnected? It's because a part of them is being disconnected from themselves. What do you think as a society largely we're doing wrong right now?
We do most of the things wrong. Don't get me wrong in this, but yes, let's start off with simple things. We used to walk without shoes, barefoot walking. Yeah, when you connect yourself to the ground, there are electrical changes which happen in your body when you walk barefoot. You walk with shoes. We live in concrete buildings. There's no exposure to sunlight. There's no exposure to fresh air. I'm not talking about very deep your karmic structures or the chakras. No, we're not even getting into those things. The basic, as a human being, your body functions at its best when it's in sync with nature. Your body is made up of 5 elements. We all know that, right? Yeah, and when there is no exposure to 5 elements, you are prone for depression, obviously. Eating a lot of processed food, there's no exposure to sunlight. There's no real food as well, right? They say more than 65% people, the numbers could be scarier, it can be more, but roughly around 65% of people eat only food which just look like food, which is not real food.
Okay.
Which is alarming, right? Yeah, food has prana. Food has life in it. It nourishes your body. You're a living entity. You're not like a wall where we put blocks into it and we paint it. No. Every day, your cells are regenerating itself. Your body is cleansing itself. There are bacteria in your gut. There are bacteria all over your body protecting your cell. There are so many other mechanisms. There are more than 3,000 biochemical reactions which happen in your body to keep your body alive and functioning. How do you feed those things? You have to, be in sync with nature. As simple as that. That's what I told you. Like 15 minutes of sunlight when you wake up in the morning. Do it for 21 days, and anybody can do that. You will see a world of change in the way you think, the clarity which comes with that.
And in this journey, how important was forgiveness for you?
First, I forgave myself. We all talk about forgiveness, right? Forgiveness, we think of forgiving other people. First, you forgive yourself for making those choices. Right? People think that you forgive the other person or you forgive whatever so that you let go of the burden. They say. That's true to a certain extent, but there is a deeper thing to forgiveness. Every person in life, every situation in life, good or bad, came to you at the right time, did the right things to you, and left.
Yes.
If you understand this one thing clearly, there's nothing called forgiveness.
There's nobody to forgive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first time I heard this, when somebody say, The real master knows that there is nothing to forgive and there is nobody to forgive. Back then, I was wondering, how can he say something like this? But now I understand the essence of it. Everything in our lives is so divinely planned, orchestrated, and done that we put our perspectives on it and say this is good and this is bad based on what gives us pleasure and the pain that we are avoiding. And we tend to miss out on the most crucial lessons that will help the evolution of our soul, right? Why do you think people struggle so much to accept themselves or who they are?
Because they have not thought to be accepting about themselves, number one. A lot of people come from dysfunctional families,
Yes.
dysfunctional environments. That can't be an excuse for us not to find who we are.
Correct.
You understand
Yes.
what I'm saying? The main reason why people don't accept themselves are, first, they've not been taught to accept. They've been taught all kinds of things in school.
Yes. Yes.
Not to accept themselves for who they are. And again, it comes from, the background where they grow from. Most of the parents cause enough damage to children than they realize. I might sound a little harsh on this point, but I'm again saying this with respect. A lot of kids before the age of 14, 16, they're already damaged by their own parents more than the society. So first the parents have to work on themselves, become more aware as a couple or as a person, elevate their level of consciousness to a certain standard where they can parent kids. Unfortunately, even before they grow themselves, they become parents.
Correct.
So a lot of their baggage are unloaded to these kids and they grow up with not accepting themselves.
Do you think the dysfunctionality is also a part of the plan?
Absolutely. See, I'm not saying everything is predestined, but definitely it is a part of a plan. Why you're born into a certain kind of family, why you're born into a certain kind of, or why you're born to a certain, certain kind of parents, a certain kind of economical situation. When you die, right, people who understand this can really understand this. At the moment of your death, in your last birth, you would have had few wishes. And that is what is continuing in your current lifetime. You choose your parents.
Yeah.
I might sound stupid for people who have logical understanding of things, but yes, you choose your parents. You choose your circumstances where you're going to be born, how you're going to be born, and what are your unfulfilled wishes in your last life. And you take this form to live that version of you, where you want to fulfill that unfulfilled version of yourself.
This brings me to my next question, which I love asking people who are on this journey. What is your definition of liberation?
We all are attached to a lot of things, bondages, right? Freedom from bondages in all forms, material, immaterial, people, and all kinds of things is liberation.
And when does one understand that everything around us, so for you to be truly liberated, not from a concept point of view, but from an experience point of view, when you truly realize that everything around us is impermanent and the mind is constantly seeking pleasure and running away from pain, and you see that for yourself firsthand, so you drop the attachment. So it is not that you're forcing to let go of something, the letting go process happens naturally. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying. There is nothing called right or wrong in this world. If there is an experience of pleasure, it will follow with an experience of pain. It's okay. Your body already has come with the software. Your soul has already come with the software. Let's be very clear on that. It knows what it has to do. You function from your soul construct. Your life has to be an output of your soul construct. You will naturally learn the lessons, what you have to learn in your path, and you will ultimately come to realization. The thing is, we don't fully express ourselves and live. We're all half steps. I mean, I was also a half step once upon a time. Oh, have to fit in with the family, have to fit in with the society, have to fit in with the school, peers, work, relationships, and all kinds of stuff. But the more you try to fit in, you are not really expressing yourself, because we are, as human beings, especially, right? Again, this is one very important thing which has to be taught to kids in school. Validation should come from within, not from the outside. We're all wired to seek validation from the outside.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful path to depression. So that's what I'm saying. So when you function out of the software is already inside. The soul is born for a certain journey, and he or she knows what to do, but they don't do what they have to do. That's where they fall apart. And I just put it in a very simple way, but that's the truth. So if they express themselves fully, they will face a certain kind of pain. They will feel a certain kind of pleasure according to their soul construct. And eventually they'll figure out, okay, this is a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. There is something beyond this. What is that? And the search happens. When the search happens, they will get the answer. Even the podcast, what we're doing now, at this moment, I'm telling you, it will be an answer to a lot of people. And they are watching this not out of coincidence.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The answer has to come through you and me.
That is so true. I mean,
to them.
That is so true, because when we seeked for answers, and we're still seeking for certain answers in life, there were certain people who just made some not random statements, they made statements that just flowed out of them. And they didn't probably realize it was an answer for us. And at this point of time, I believe anything, and it makes us more responsible also, to be more aligned, to be more in tune to who we are. So have you ever asked yourself this question of, what is the purpose of all of this? Why are we born? Why do we have to realize ourselves? Why do we have to transcend our mind? Have you asked these questions to yourself?
Yes. I have asked obviously when you go through pain, when you go through a lot of experiences, human experiences, questions do pop up. Especially pain makes you question a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yes, just like any other person, I've questioned myself more than 1,000 times since my childhood. But that's what I chased things, I got those things, and still felt empty. Whatever I wanted in life came to me. I got, whatever I wanted, I had it all, but I had to work to it. Again, it comes to the placements of your planets and stuff, which is a deeper science. What has to come to you will come. What has to happen will happen. And they will teach you what we thought. Ultimately, these roller coaster of experiences of ups and downs, fame, people, like all kinds of stuff. At the same time, I've seen people who don't even deserve having the best of lives and all those kind of stuff. But again, short-lived. The crash which came for them was even worse. And their generations struggle. I've seen people, very rich people, flamboyant people doing very well. But their generations, they don't have a generation to even continue their legacy. And the kind of devastating things that have happened in their families. Very painful. So, there is always a consequence to what we do in life. This not many realize. Maybe a lot realize after the age of 50, 60, 70. By then it's too late. It again brings us back to the point of awareness. Living life with awareness. The more aware you are, better choices you make.
Do you still have any insecurities?
My mind has insecurities.
Okay.
I don't have insecurities. I'd rather put it that way.
So when your mind has insecurities, does it interfere with who you are and how you live your life?
That's what. You detach yourself from the mind. You have a bird's eye view of your mind. See your mind as an organ. Like, okay, I would rather simplify it. The mind is not you.
Correct.
Right now in my life, I have a very clear sense of demarcation The body is not me, the mind is not me. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. I'm in that zone right now in my life where I can clearly see there is a demarcation. Mind is here, the body is here.
Beyond
Me as a
that.
consciousness, yeah, I'm not that. So I'm happily riding the wave of my mind and the body. When my body tells something, I know whether it's right or wrong. When my mind tells something, whether it's right or wrong. It's me consciously choosing it.
So generally, when people are very scared of the unknown, it is not even the fear of unknown. It is fear of, I mean, they're trying to project what will happen in the unknown. That is when people fear, oh, what's going to happen in the day. But when you have this innate conviction and belief that everything is happening for my highest good, then you just flow through life,
True.
right? So for everybody who's out there, who is dealing with insecurities, who's dealing with distraction, who really don't know what to do, but they know where they want to go, what would your advice be for them?
They should start with accepting themselves. People don't accept themselves. They always want to be somebody else. They always want to be a better version of themselves. They just have to accept themselves. Love yourself might be too hard for people when they're battling with their insecurities. I say, love yourself. It might be like, accept yourself. Please respect yourself. You have to get to that space of respecting yourself, because the world has done enough damage on you, and it is going to continue to do that, because you're giving the power away to others to let them do that to you. Accept yourself and respect yourself, and naturally love for yourself will follow. That's what I feel. Yeah.
I don't know. I just am in a state of flow and it just feels so good. I want to understand, what is that you did during your Kriya practice that helped you get this realization, that helped you be in the state that you are in at this point of time?
We come from a tradition or culture where all forms of human well-being has been exposed. Nothing has been told as wrong. And this is like, again, going back to, if you many thousands of years, you even take 5,000, 10,000 years. There have been sages like, have you heard about Patanjali?
Yes.
Yeah, the Yoga Sutras.
Yes.
He has simplified it in a certain way.
Yes.
Agatya Munivar, we say, beyond comprehension. I've had experiences with him. Let's talk about those things when what we talk makes logic to people, because these are the dimensions which are protecting us and are guarding us out of so much compassion. This Guru realm, this God realm, you say, they are such compassionate energy forms. Even you go kill a person and come, they still would want to go do good to you. That's the level of compassion what the Guru Parampara has. They say, right, you can reach Shiva, you can reach Shakti, all these energy forms. They have not bullshitted all these forms. True. Because I was a guy who used to be like, when I was a kid, I used to go stand in the temple. Why I'm not feeling anything? What should I do? Should I ask him to give me a toy? What should I was that kind of a guy. Then that energy just takes you over at a certain point in your life. Then you understand, oh God, how silly are we as human beings to even question this dimension, to even ask, do God exist? I really feel it funny when people ask or make fun of that dimension or belittle that dimension. No. You have no idea about what you're talking about. I'm telling you, that's like, that energy realm is like the heat, right? What I've maximum experienced is from an iron box. The highest heat, wow. That realm of energy is an iron box heat into a maybe a 1,000 times. It'll just burn everything in you. I lost my identity because it burnt everything in me.
Was this in Tiruvannamalai?
It happened post Tiruvannamalai, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But still that's what I'm saying. You don't You don't become a psychiatric patient after that. A lot of people think that you lose yourself, you go into the spiritual path. No. Boss, they come with reassurance saying that you are well taken care of. See, if you know this, for example, if you know the counselor of your area, what confidence will you have?
As in?
What kind of confidence you'll have?
I'll
Oh
feel
yeah, I
like,
counselor,
yeah.
I know him. Oh, you know the minister. Next comes the MLA. Oh, I know the MLA of that
Yeah.
area. Then minister. Oh, I know the minister itself. Do you know the chief minister of the state? Oh wow, I know the chief minister of the state.
Yeah.
Hierarchies of power. Just saying.
Yeah.
Then you'll be like, oh, you know the prime minister of the country. Oh, how powerful you'll feel. Indian prime minister and the American president. I know the American president. Then you'll be like, I'm the most.
Yes.
This is human hierarchy. You get a taste of the divine. It is right there. See, we don't have to go anywhere to look. The energy is right here, right here. You just have to enhance your perception to feel it. Imagine you having a taste of the divine and you understand how compassionate they are. The universe is always giving. You're alive, you're breathing. Did you ask for oxygen to somebody? Did you ask for oxygen to somebody? It's naturally flowing into us, right? You're blessed, isn't it? Yeah. So, the universal compassion and the divine energy is beyond logic. At the same time, it is easily understandable. That's the paradox. For people who think too much about it, they don't get it. It is right there. It's just a moment of realization. That's all it takes. Maybe it took 14 years, 15 years, 14 and a half to 15 years for me because of my Kriya. Yeah, for people, coming back to the point, for people who don't know how to get to that dimension, everybody can. Divine is not partial. God is not partial. The universe, you name it however you want. That energy, that's infinite source is not partial to us. It is giving to everybody. It's just that how you align yourself to that. For people who don't have past karmic luck to get there or some spiritual experiences to, for some it happens, no? 10 years of lifetime's work, you feel something this year.
Yes.
You have an experience of the infinite.
Ramana Maharishi also attained enlightenment like that, right? At the age of 16, all of a sudden, who am I? And it's lifetimes of him doing the work.
So people don't have to get demoralized. How are we going to get there? It is right there. Yeah. Learn any good Kriya Yoga practices from any structured school. I understand there are a lot of trust issues when it comes to yoga and these kind of paths for people because in the past there have been some people who have misused that dimension for whatever. But there are structured schools of Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is a path which can open up the dimension for you if you want. Or I can't do yoga, I don't know what to do and everything. Surrender. Surrender to the larger intelligence. A lot of egoistic people can't surrender again. They want logical explanations. For them, Kriya works. Yeah, when you start doing your Kriya 6 months, something will change in you. I'm not saying, that's what I should not say what happened to me. That's why in the path of real spirituality, not many share their experience to outside. Because if I say, this is what happened to me, or for example, I say, I did this and I saw something, then your mind will go for that.
Yes.
What is blessed for you or what is meant to happen for you.
We may not see that.
Even if it happens, you will not be able to recognize.
Right.
That's what it is. So yeah, people want to really have a taste of reality. Kriya Yoga is the path.
So Melvalayanur, that temple and Tiruvannamalai, I got introduced to both of them in 2021. I'd never been there before. My life changed. Like, I have no logical explanation for it. If I know somebody who's going through something, I just say, just go to that temple. I don't know what happens, what the Devi does, what Shiva. You just go there, things will change. And when I saw your picture, I was going through your Instagram and I saw your picture of Tiruvannamalai. It was also in Sparsa Resort. Did you stay?
Sparsa, yeah.
Sparsa. I saw that and I was like, this is amazing. This is so good because that place does something to you. That and for me, especially when I was sitting in Abhishekam, I still don't know why. I sit there, I cry. I just end up crying. And this is one experience in my life which I just had for one day. That was when I went through my previous relationship, the breakup. Intense pain for 3 months. Went through a lot of excruciating pain. And one morning I wake up and I feel at bliss. And that lasted for 24 hours. Till date, it's been 4 years. Till date, I believe the universe showed me that just like a sneak peek of what is possible for the rest of my life. I've never felt that after that. But that has been something where I had I had the taste of what it feels like. So please talk to us about Tiruvannamalai.
Tiruvannamalai, right? There are energized places. There are various. Tiruvannamalai is one. Kanchi Kamakshi is one.
Yeah.
Male Malinor, as you said, is one. Every Devi form, it'll blast you with immense positivity. It is not blind positivity. Can you see Wi-Fi?
No.
We talk about Wi-Fi. We're all connected through Wi-Fi. But can you see it? Right? Energy forms are very subtle, but they are powerful beyond explanation. There are energy forms created in a certain way to blast through you, to give you your answers in life. Such one place is Tiruvannamalai. If you don't believe in Shiva, you believe in Shiva, you believe in God, don't believe. I'm not getting into those things. Go there. Be in that space for 30 minutes. Come out. Something in life will change.
Yeah.
Even for that matter, Tirupati, Venkatachalapati. See, when there is even God is a power ecosystem, right? Around every power ecosystem, the man-made ecosystem creates politics.
Yeah.
And various belief systems. But the energy forms are always real. Just going into certain places can dissolve your karma. It can dissolve your generations of karma, your past lives. What you have to learn through 40, 50 births, living this, being born again, going through the pain, going through the pleasure, again being dying, again being born again, that cycle of birth and rebirth. Yes, there are few places in India, and we are very lucky to be in India, very blessed, fortunate to be in India, to have access to these places. I wish the upcoming generations also understand the value of it. And these places are not something which are created as a business model to make money, to make revenue. No bullshit like that. They don't care. The kind of people, the beings who have created these places, they're so compassionate. They want you to attain liberation. They want you to get answers for all your questions in life. That is why such beautiful places have been created. You go in, be there for 30 minutes, you get your answers. You don't have to worry how, why, logical explanations, nothing. Anybody who's watching, you want an answer in your life, go to Tiruvannamalai. You want an answer in life, go to Madurai Meenakshi. You want an answer in life, go to Kanchi Kamakshi. You want an answer, go to Tirupati Venkatachalapati, whichever works for you. But trust me, these places do have what it takes to just blast you with something beyond logical explanation. Yeah. One thing, if you can do with, I'm requesting this with humility. If you can drop your ego down and go in a mindset of surrender, miracles happen. If you are going as a egoistic person, I am a CEO, I am a so-and-so business owner, I am a so-and-so officer, whatever. You have that in your head, and then you go and stand in front of him or that energy form. Still, they are compassionate. They will give you what they will give you. But your ego, the mind, will not let you receive the blessings to its fullest. So tone your bullshit a little down, ego a little down, and then go to such places, energized places with surrender. What has to happen will beautifully happen to you. It happened to me as well. So I can tell this with absolute conviction.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And for everybody who's watching, what will be your final message to them?
Accept yourself. Respect yourself. The most important thing is you are beautifully taken care by the universe. You believe in God, you don't believe in God, that's a different thing altogether. You are taken care of by the larger intelligence like a mother. Every single moment and every single experience, what you had to go through or what you're going through right now or what is going to come, it is meant to happen, and it is perfectly unfolding the way it is supposed to. Everything in the life. Yeah. That's what, no? Like, a lot of people, for example, I'm saying, you are, I'm putting it across in simple words. Somebody wants a yellow car. They want a yellow car. Okay? But the universe blesses them with a white car in a different form. The white car is standing in front of you.
Yeah.
But you don't see that because you're so
Obsessed
with the yellow car. White car is also a nice car. That is also a car. Eventually you want a car, you got it. That's the way life functions, you know? Yeah, it can be even better. You're wanting a Mercedes, for example. But the universe gives you a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce for that matter. But you don't know the value of a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
You stick to the Mercedes. You don't even enjoy what...
Yeah.
So you're actually getting something better.
Yeah.
This analogy happens day in and out in everybody's lives, in every experience they have. Because they are so clingy to what they want than what the universe is giving them. And what the universe is giving is always better, bigger, and more appropriate for you.
So beautiful. While you just say this, I have goosebumps. Dr. Ashwin, thank you so much, because we had made up our mind saying we're not going to ask you any medical questions because there is so much amazing content out there that people can watch about what you speak about health. But I think this is a very different dimension. Very few people speak with so much authenticity, and you speak from the experience you've been through. Thank you so much for sharing this, and please make more appearances moving forward, because I think a lot of people are waiting for the answers, and I think the answers are going to come from you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Gayathri. And yes, I mean, as a doc, I'm doing it day in and out. You know, that's a part of my daily thing. But there is a dimension beyond profession too, which is the truth, which I realized. As a doc, yes, I practice medicine because I love medicine and I can heal people. But I'm actually realizing the magic of being a doctor after connecting myself with the spiritual dimension, where there is infinite energy flowing through, which heals people more than when I was doing it logically. When I was doing it logically, yes, maybe 10 patients out of 10, 6 or 7 I would have been happy. Now it's like 10 out of 10 when I drop my ego and surrendered. When I function from a space of surrender, it works every time.
It's so beautiful. Just having this conversation just felt so still on the inside, and it's amazing. I mean, I think the virtue of doing what I'm doing is to have the ability to meet people like you and have conversations so that I can go deeper for my own questions. And I always believe the answers that answer my questions will also be the answers that will answer a lot of other people's questions. Thank you so much for making time. Thank you so much for appearing here after 1.5 years. Means a lot.
Thank you, Gayathri.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.